of will properly. Affirmative structure: subject plus will plus first form of a verb plus object. For example, she will go to Islamabad tomorrow. I will call you after a week. Negative structure: subject plus will plus not plus first form of a verb plus object. She will not go to Islamabad tomorrow. I will not call you after a week. Interrogative structure: will plus subject plus first form of a verb plus object. Will she go to Islamabad tomorrow? Will you call me after a week? Kindly remember that structures will only help you in making sentences. They will not help you in understanding will, right? So whatever I have explained about will, please remember that and practice a lot. And then the secondary importance for the structures, right? So you can remember the structures. If you don't know the structures, you cannot make the sentences, you cannot write properly, you cannot speak properly. So you should remember the structures. They are important, but the basic thing is to remember how to use will. Okay, now we look at contraction of will, right? You know that how to you may have done contractions, and there is a topic of contraction on my website www.a2zoфenglish.com, so you can visit it and you can go through that unit. Now we look at contraction of will with different pronouns. First of all, I will be changed to I'll. You remember that whenever you contract something, so the pronunciation also changes, right? He will changes into he'll. She will changes into she'll. They will changes it into they'll. We will changes into will. You will changes into you'll. And it will changes into it'll. Now we'll look at contraction of will with not. Will plus not is equal to won't. So when you contract will with not, it changes into won't. For example, I will not changes into I won't, and she will not changes into she won't. Now there is no contraction of will with nouns. Please remember that there isn't any contraction of will with nouns, and so don't try to contract will with nouns. For example, Aslam will, this is the correct form. Okay, Aslam is a noun, you know that, and will, there isn't any contraction. Aslam will. And the wrong thing is Aslamil. So there, Aslamil does not exist. This thing is completely wrong according to grammar rules and regulations. So Aslamil, you cannot contract noun with will. No contraction of noun with, no contraction of will with nouns. Now we'll look at a very important thing, a very important question, and that is will or shall. Should we use will or should we use shall? So there is, it's a very long discussion. Some people may agree with me or some people may not agree with me. Well, remember this thing, that every language of this world is in the process of evolution, and it is changing all the time. It's changing, and the people, the way they used to speak 100 years ago, the people, the way they used to speak English 100 years ago, now it's a lot more different, and the people, they do not speak English like the people used to speak English 100 years back. So it's always changing, right? And people may be pointing you out that you should use will or you should use shall. Now people often they say that we should use shall with I or we. These are pronouns I or we, so they always say that we should use shall with I or we. For example, you should not say I will, you should say I shall. So I should say that there isn't any problem using will with I or we. You can use it, everyone uses it. People are changing now, the language is changing, English is changing, and people, the way they are speaking now is changing all the time. So it's not a problem. You can use will with all of the pronouns. You can say I will, you can say we will, or if you want to say I shall or you want to say we shall, so that's not a problem. It depends upon you. So don't have to worry about this thing. You can use will with all of the pronouns, right? So if someone says no, you are wrong, you should use shall with I or we, so just ignore them. That's the best thing to do. If you want to be, good at English, just ignore such kind of people, because people always criticize. That's what they can do all the time, they can criticize. So that is not a problem. You can use will with all of the pronouns. Just ignore such kind of people, and remember that you are conversing, not competing. It's not a competition. We're not having any kind of competition, right? And we're just talking to people, just conversing. Remember that you are conversing, so that's not a problem. You need to describe what you think. Okay, so will can be used with all of the pronouns, right? And people do use, and just don't get into this trouble. The main focus should be on speaking English. Okay, I mean correct English, and it's not wrong. People do speak like that. Okay, so just ignore such kind of people telling you that you must use shall with I or V. That's not a problem. You can use will with I or V, and with the rest of the pronouns. Okay, and that just remember that. So now we look at short replies. You know that short replies are made with the helping verbs used in that thing, in any tense. So in case of will is a modal verb, and we do not use any other verb. So will is, you can say modal auxiliary or something. So we'll make short replies using will itself. For example, will you come to school tomorrow? Yes, I will. Will she attend the party? No, she won't. So you can see that yes, I will, and no, she won't. These are short replies, and short replies are a very easy way to have a good conversation, and people usually use short replies while talking to people. Please rate my video. If you liked the tutorial, please rate it. Okay, and keep visiting my website. And to solve exercises for this unit, please visit my website www.a2zoffenglish.com. and I am Faisal Samiullah. Inshallah, I'll meet you soon in the next lesson, and till then, goodbye and take care.